All right, good morning, everyone. So today we're going to be talking about the part 2 of ninja selling. So a few weeks ago, I covered the daily actions, and today I'm going to be covering the weekly actions. So the daily actions, just a quick recap of that. And I'm on slide 2 of the slide deck I just sent you guys. For people that are just chiming in, I'll drop it in there again. But the daily actions, the first one is your gratitudes and affirmations. So writing down your, like what you're grateful for. So the system we talked about last time I went over this was you pick 2 things that come to mind that you want to write that you're grateful for. And then affirmations is kind of like writing down one goal for 30 days. You write it down 25 times every day. It could be, like a financial goal or a personal development goal. Like I want to be a better, or if your goal is to become a better public speaker, then you would write down as if it's already happened. I enjoy being a great public speaker, something like that. Or I enjoy making X number of dollars per month. And you write that down 25 times for 30 days. Next thing for the daily actions, and again, for people that are just joining in, just doing a quick recap of the daily actions of the Ninja 9 from the book Ninja Selling. The second item is show up and stay on agenda. So last week you guys talked about setting a schedule with Justin. And so all you got to do is basically wake up, get dressed, and do what you already planned out you're going to do the following day. And it's a matter of being disciplined and not letting distractions get in the way, not getting sidetracked on social media or emails, sticking to the plan you have set aside for that day. Next item is writing personal notes. So you want to write 2 personal notes every day. So you can just have like a stack of, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just some postcards. It could be as easy as that. Just having a stack of postcards set aside, and you just write a note to anyone from your teachers that made an impact on you in like high school or whatever, people you met throughout your time in service, your family. Just write 2 personal notes. Hey, just wanted to reach out and say thank you for being a good friend. And you'll be surprised by the impact it has on them, on brightening their day when they get a piece of mail from you. And then but also they'll say, I just remember that you're transitioning into real estate, and I have a friend that's moving to your area, and I'll send you their information. So yeah, you'll be blown away by the kind of fruit that comes from that. Focus on your hot list, and then focus on your warm list are the last 2 items of the 5 daily ninja actions. And so the hot list is people that are ready to transact within the next 90 days. And then warm lists is people that are ready to transact beyond that. And what does that mean? Focusing on them? That means you're reaching out to them, sending them information, taking actions to get them closer to actually transacting. And what we're going to cover with the weekly actions will kind of cover some of those details of what you can be doing with those people on your hot and warm list. All right, so now I'm on slide 3 of that deck I sent you guys. All right, so the first item is making customer service calls. So this is customer service calls are primarily to your hot and warm list, but it can also, if you don't have a hot and warm list, it can be to your family, to your friends, just going through your contacts on your phone, reaching out to people. What are the benefits of this? The first is fabled service. So when you're talking about your hot and warm list, they're going to be really grateful for you not constantly, but on a regular basis, reaching out to them and seeing if there's any kind of information you can provide to them, instead of the other way around, which when most people think about a realtor, you think, oh, the person that just talks to me when I'm ready to actually buy a house for a couple of days, and then I never hear from them again. But if you provide that fabled service, you're the person that's, they have throughout the transaction, they kept in touch. Even after they're reaching out, seeing how things are going, all that. And that's kind of service you want to provide, so that when they're talking to their friends about you, your name will come up and like, oh yeah, this person is phenomenal. You have to work with this person because the communication was great, always so helpful, etc. And boom, that's how you get referrals. It'll also reduce interruptions if you're making these customer service calls, because instead of your clients calling you when you're about to go to bed, or you're sitting down for dinner, or you're in the middle of your prospecting power hour, if you schedule these regular contacts with them, they're not going to interrupt your schedule, and they'll equip you to stick to the timeline that you've set aside for yourself, and you won't get thrown off with distractions. And so kind of like with the time blocking that Justin was talking about, if you time block time for these customer service calls, then like let's say every Monday from 2 to 3, you make those customer service calls. You're not going to have someone in the middle of like a listing appointment or something calling you, and that person, you actually told them you're going to call them the next day, but you never did. And now if you don't answer their call, there's a chance they might, fire you as a realtor. But again, it just helps you to reduce those interruptions, so you can control when you're communicating with your clients, but also again provide that favorable service. So then on the bottom of that's page 3, the 5-step process. So all these phone calls, it might sound like, the way I'm describing it might sound like a really long conversation, but it's 2 to 3 minutes max. So who wants to volunteer to do a customer service call with me? You want to do it, Pedro? I don't know if he's listening.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sorry.
All right. So I'm just going to do an example of what this customer service call can look like. So I'm going to pretend Pedro is a buyer that I'm working with. He's ready to buy a place in the next 2 to 3 months. And I'm just checking in to see how he's doing. Ring, ring. Hey, Pedro, how's it going?
Hey, hello. Who's this?
Hey, this is Zor Morales, your favorite realtor. Just checking in to see how you're doing.
Hey, Zor, how you doing? Thank you. Thanks for checking in.
Yeah, you just popped into my mind. I figured I'd reach out. Is right now a bad time to talk?
Oh, actually, today it's the perfect time right now. Just had my first cup of coffee.
All right, cool. What kind of coffee are you drinking? Drinking some like Kona?
Dunkin' Donuts.
All right.
K-cup.
Yeah, classic taste. I like it. So the reason I'm calling is I saw you liked a couple of properties on the search I've been sending you, and I just wanted to see if you had time this week to go check them out in person.
Yeah, I think it may work out. I have to check with my wife though. I have to see, because she doesn't like me going out by myself. The last time I almost got into a contract right off the back without her. So not on that. But let me check with her. I think we could probably work something out.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely important to have your wife on board with whatever else you're trying to purchase. But yeah, so that's great. Let me know once you here's a better idea. I'll follow up with you tomorrow, and I'll confirm that your wife is good with the time to go check out some houses. And and then we can stop by Dunkin' Donuts over there in Kapolei, grab a
perfect
coffee, and then we can go head over to the properties. How's that?
Yeah, I think that could work out. Absolutely.
All right, perfect. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, thanks.
Bye. Yeah, so that was like maybe 2 minutes. I don't know if anyone was timing, but it could be as simple as that. And instead of, I text Pedro and I'm like, hey, let's go do some showings. The back and forth text goes on forever. You never really get anywhere. Or if I call him, I make that first conversation with them, like, hey, let's go do some showings. I'll call you back tomorrow. I never call him. And then I'm in the middle of, doing a Zoom with a client about the purchase contract. And then he's calling me, and I'm like, oh crap, I told him I was going to call him, but now he's calling me. I have to pause the Zoom to answer that phone call, and it just throws you off your whole schedule. But it all can be prevented if you make those regular customer service calls. All right, moving on to the next slide. So that's going to be slide 4 in the deck that I sent. So reasons to call. There's a list of 10 items on that sheet. sellers to update them on the home sale. Hey, this is how many showings we've had this week. We have this many offers that are coming in, etc. Under contract buyers. So if you're reaching out to people that are already in escrow, updating them, hey, I just sent you guys a list of home inspectors. So I just need you to pick one of those 3, or if you know of somebody, you can pick them as well. And then just send me that information and we can coordinate a time to knock out the home inspection, or whatever stage of the transaction they're in. Active buyers. Hey, this house just came on market. Just looks like exactly what you're looking for. So let's go ahead and set up a time to go check it out. Recent closed customers. So like a client we just handed the keys to yesterday. So I'm going to follow up with them today and then next week just to see how things are going, see if they have any questions about the house, about the home warranty that we got for them, setting up electrical, water, anything like that. Just reach out to make sure everything's going good. Make sure they know where the mailbox is, because sometimes they'll forget, especially if they're like in a townhome area where the mailbox is in an obvious location. Just all that stuff, just following up, see how things are going. Referral sources. So I don't know if has anyone received any referrals in this group? Hey, Justin, how's your experience been with referrals? Are they pretty top notch, easy to work with?
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the referral. There's some that's like, hey, I have a friend who wants to buy a house, and then you get connected to them and you don't figure out they really want to, or it's just like a thought. So a lot of the times the referrals can be, there's like, I guess there's 2 types of referrals. There's like more the long-term referrals, and then there's more of like, hey, they're looking to sell their house next week. They're interviewing agents. And I had one with that, and I called him every day. It's one of my childhood friends' parents. And then I actually hung out with my friend that day, like a week later, and he was like, dude, my parents are using a different realtor. I was like, what the hell? But I did everything I could. But for the most part, referrals are going to be the easiest to turn over, because if your prior client is a fan, or if your family member is a fan, then they have no reason not to work with you, because they probably talked you up. For example, I have posted a lot on social media, and I had a friend I haven't talked to, and I don't even know if she's my friend. She's more of an acquaintance. She said, hey, my parents are looking to buy a house, and they would have never known if I wasn't posting on social media. So.
Yeah. So yeah, Justin made a great point. Like the referrals you get from your friends and family, or past clients that you've helped out, they're going to be great, because that person has like vetted that you are a good person to work with, and they've told that new client that's coming to you, their referral, that you're a quality product. But you might, so a lot of referrals that I get are like on Facebook pages where you join groups that you like. It's like a agent referral page, and so an agent that doesn't know you at all, but has a client that they're working with in whatever state, is passing you a referral, and so a lot of times that person that there's passing to you is just somebody that they just met like at a cafe, talk to them for like 5 minutes, and they want to get a selfie off of that person, and they'll send you the information, and that person might actually want to buy, but it's like one stranger connecting this buyer stranger to the other stranger. And if you're not consistently following up with that person and making that connection, sending them a text message or a video message so they know what you look like, and they like establish that personal connection with you, then they're going to move on to the next person. They're going to go on Zillow and tell some agent to contact them. Yeah. So number 6 on that list, the anniversary of the home purchase. So 1 year from when you help the buyer or seller, you reach out to them, hey, happy anniversary on your home purchase. Just want to see how everything's going, see how the family's doing, whatever. Birthdays, just wish your clients happy birthday. And if you talk to your title companies, like if you never got the birthday throughout the time that you're working with them, you can reach out to your title company and get the birthdays from the title company, because they have that information. But as far as like the kids and stuff, like you can go on Facebook if you're friends with them and do some research and find out when the rest of the family's birthdays are. And then the 8 and 8 system, number 8 on that list. So that's 8 touches in 8 weeks or however, whatever kind of period you want to work with. And it's just a matter of making that customer service call, making one of those 8 items on that list. Tickets and giveaways. So some people will buy season tickets to their favorite sport or whatever, or a popular sport. I enjoy playing football. I don't particularly enjoy watching every single football game throughout the season. So it'd be a good idea for me to, buy season tickets and then contact my clients and ask them, hey, I have season tickets, but I'm not going to make it to the game this Saturday. And I was wondering if you want these tickets. So that's a technique some people use. And then the last one, schedule real estate reviews. And I'll talk about what real estate reviews are. If you go to the next slide, I think it's slide 5, where it says schedule 2 real estate reviews. So you can do this both with past clients, so people that you've helped buy a house, or future seller clients. So the bottom 2 little mini pages that you see there, the one with my face on it, I made those products on RPR. Do you use RPR, Justin? Okay.
RPR?
Yeah. So I think everybody gets a membership. At least here in Hawaii, you get a membership with it once you register with the MLS and Board of Realtors. I think most states have it, but if not, it's definitely a good service to sign up for. It's definitely a national level service, but you go on the website, you punch in the address, and it'll generate like a 30-page report with anything from ratings on schools in the area to recently sold homes, all that stuff. And then stuff that's covered over time when you go to talk to your client, you can show them, like, hey, this is market's looking like in your area. And so the annual real estate holdings update, that's for you reaching out to your client, maybe coming up on maybe when you're calling them about their happy anniversary on your 1 year of the purchase of your home. You talk to them about scheduling this real estate review. And so you sit down with them, and just like a dentist does a checkup with you to see how your teeth are doing, or, a doctor on your health, you're kind of doing the same thing with their real estate holdings. And some like financial, I don't know if anybody in here has a financial advisor, but financial advisors also do that. Like here's your annual or biannual update on your stocks are doing, et cetera. And you do the same thing with their real estate. And so on the right side of this slide, you can see that those 2 charts were generated from, it's called Focus. I'll drop the link in the chat.
Yeah, Zor, I think with the reviews, ours is like for our MLS, you pay, it's called it's like HAR Platinum, because that's our MLS here. And then it allows you to get the reviews and then what you've sold and everything like that. And then like client testimonials. So it might be kind of what you're talking about just for our MLS.
Okay. Yeah, so the charts on the right side, they're from that Focus First website that I just dropped in the chat box. And that website, I think, costs like $100 for the year or something. I haven't signed up for it yet, but I saw how it works in the selling class that I went through. And it helps you generate charts like this that are shown, and then also it'll kind of like RPR, it'll automatically generate real estate reviews, and then also CMAs, competitive market analysis. So how this top right chart is helpful is when you're talking to your client. Sorry, just gonna mute Deshay real quick. Deshay. Yeah, so that chart. So when you're working with somebody you're helping buy a home, you see that line with all the dots around it. So the dots are recently sold homes, and the line is the average of all those sales. And so when you're working with a buyer, and let's say it's a buyer that you're kind of having a hard time explaining the state of the current market. Like let's say it was a year ago, the market was just crazy. And you're showing them this chart and you're asking them, you've already given them like your spiel on like what you think would be a good offer, but now you're trying to get them to arrive to that same conclusion. And so let's say you're looking at a 2,600 square foot house. So if everyone looks at that chart, you can kind of see that there's no dots below that line, that average line. And then so you ask them like, all right, so this house that's listed for 325, what do you think is a good offer for this house, given this is the recently sold for the past 90 days? And once they see that data in front of them, that no 2,600 square foot house has sold for less than 335,000, then they're more likely to be like, all right, yeah, I'm not going to try to offer 250,000 for this $330,000 house. That makes sense. I'll go with your offer. And then same thing on the sell side. If you're talking to a seller about what price to list it at, and they have a 2,200 square foot house, and they've done all kinds of renovations themselves, and they think it's just the diamond in the rough. It's ready to list for $500,000. You show them this chart, and you show that houses that are 2,200 square feet haven't sold for more than 330,000. It's going to be a lot easier for them to come to that conclusion that their 2,200 square foot house is not worth $500,000. It's closer to 330K. All right, so that's real estate reviews. And then the next slide is the 50 live interviews. So for extroverts, this will be pretty easy. You might need to double that number to 100 and have 100 live interviews throughout the week. And for introverts, this could be a way to, hold yourself accountable to have those conversations with people that you cross paths with. So the list on that slide shows you some examples. So people you talk to at the coffee shop, so the Starbucks barista or Dunkin' Donuts cafe manager, you talk to them and, hey, how's your day going? And again, kind of like the phone calls, it doesn't have to be this extensive conversation. Hey, how's your day going? How's the family, whatever, build that connection. And naturally the like pain or pleasure point is going to come out on if they need to buy or sell a home. They might be saying like, oh, yeah, my wife is 8 months pregnant. We live in a small house and we're looking to get a bigger place. And that's your opportunity to offer your services, or just be helpful in general. People you meet at the gym, people your neighbors that you bump into in your neighborhood. On where I live, it's like there's like a straight walk, like a mile walk to Starbucks. And so every morning we walk our dog down there, and we always bump into other people with dogs or people that like dogs that stop to pet our dog. And we always have conversations like, oh, like if we're just meeting them, like, oh, did you just move into the area? What's your name? Or like what building do you live in, et cetera. And you find out through those conversations subtly that maybe they're a renter, they're wanting to buy, but now they're renting and it's only a month to month or whatever deal they worked out. But you're collecting all that data so that you can eventually help them buy or sell. Parents at kids sport practice. So if you have kids and you volunteer to coach, or you're just there supporting your kid, you can be on the sidelines talking to other parents that are right there, instead of, because as a realtor, especially when you're first starting out, you're looking at 12 to 16 hour days, and you might think like, oh, I can't go to my kid's sport practice because I need to be prospecting during that 3 hour period. I just don't have time for it. I really love my kid, I want to support him, but I also got to support him financially. But you can see this as an opportunity to both support your kid and generate income by talking to families they're supporting their kids as well. And then friends at church service, cashier at stores you frequent, etc.
To note on that, I know there's a real estate agent in New York, and literally her primary way of prospecting is just going to bars and just meeting people. I can't remember her name. So like, not that you have to go to bars and just meet people, but like you can literally, there's so many different ways to prospect, whether it's formal or informal. for me, I need to be a lot better about when I'm out like at the gym. When I'm at the gym, I'm in my zone. Like I'm already there early in the morning. I don't want to talk to anybody, but I need to be better about kind of talking more to people. But just again, I've said it before, just letting people know you're in real estate. You never know what conversation comes up from that. So Zora's hitting a lot of really cool ones that I'm like, oh shit, I haven't really thought of those. So
Yeah, exactly. It's just a matter of just talking to people, because a lot of times you hear the word prospecting, and at first you're like, what does that even mean? And then you figure out what prospecting means, like generating clients, and then you automatically into your mind comes this vision of like, right, I need to be sitting in my office making phone calls really uncomfortably, calling people randomly, but it's not. It could be just talking to people. That's all it is.
prospecting is just conversations. That's all it is.
Exactly. So yeah, the last item of the weekly Ninja 9 steps is the update of your database. Your database is your central nervous system for your business. So some people, they'll put CRM on their to-do list as if they're going to knock out their CRM, in one day or in 1 week, but it's a continual process. Just like your brain is continually developing, you're continually developing your CRM, your client retention manager. So the one you get from EXP is called KD4. There's lots of other ones out there. Follow Up Boss. I don't know if you use a different one. Justin,
I use Chime.
But yeah, it could also just be an Excel spreadsheet or a Google Sheet spreadsheet that you use. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but the point is that you're continually developing it. So you walk down the street, you meet a neighbor, you get their name, but no other details. So you go back to your CRM, punch in their name, the description to help you remember who they are, and then next time you meet them, oh, my wife and I were going to the farmers market on Thursday. I was wondering if you and your wife would like to join us. Oh yeah, that'd be great. Let me get your phone number so we can coordinate that. Boom, you get their phone number, you put it into your CRM, and then you continue to develop that relationship. It goes to all those interactions that you have with people. And so on that slide, you'll see that it says adding notes from the customer service calls. So clients that you're reaching out to, that you're helping buy or that already bought, you're actually adding in notes on stuff that they're doing, stuff that you talked about with them. Real estate reviews, you can talk about, like if you had a conversation with them about like other information you're bringing to that real estate review, put a jot down in the CRM on that.
To Galaxy tabs.
50 live interviews. So those 50 live interviews that you have throughout the course of a week, just make note of those interviews in your CRM, or you can also, in most CRMs, you can set a task. So like each day, I'm going to talk to 5 people or 10 people, whatever it is. So you can check off that task if it's complete. And then the three criteria at the bottom of that slide, CRM should be mobile friendly. So most CRMs you can pull up on your phone. Same thing goes for an Excel spreadsheet. You can pull it up on your phone. So if you're away from your computer all day and you have all these names and information crammed up in your head, you can quickly punch it in there. And then it should also have a calendar so that when
Sarah, I've been working all day. Just relax. I've been doing nothing but working.
when you're on the phone and you're setting a calendar, you're setting a date for when you're going to meet up with them for their real estate review, you can easily punch it in your calendar. And most CRMs, at least like software CRMs, will sync with Google Calendars. So like what Justin was talking about last week, like you can punch in a date on your CRM and then it'll go over to your Google Calendar. So you're not double scheduling, stuff like that.
Yeah, and the cool thing with all the CRMs, I know like Follow Up Boss is really cool. I know my CRM is pretty similar to it. You can do like custom drip campaigns where you can literally just do drip campaigns, as in like they're sending them like CMAs. They might not be exact, but basically it's following up for you without you having to do anything. And so it allows you to stay top of mind with just not doing anything essentially. So I always recommend a CRM. I mean, CRMs, there's so many different things probably I don't even know that my CRM does. They do a lot. And I know Follow Up Boss is pretty cool too. So yeah. And there's also free trials, and I might have to find the passcode for it, or the promo code. One of the podcasts I listen to, one of them, the guy who runs the podcast, he offers like usually it's a 30-day free trial, but if you use his code, it's a 60-day free trial. So if y'all are interested in it, let me know. I can shoot y'all over the link for it. And you don't need a credit card or anything. You can literally just sign up for it.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then the last thing is just that it should be easy to use. So if you have this crazy complex system set up that you don't know how to use, and then when you use it, it takes forever to like do anything, then maybe it's not the right system for you. And so like what Justin was saying, like if it's all just in one place, you wake up, you open up your schedule, you open up your CRM, and you just do, like you already have everything set aside that you're going to do, instead of waking up. I don't know what I'm doing today. I guess I'll shower right now, or maybe I'll go to the gym. Maybe I'll just make coffee first. So I'm going to make coffee. And then you waste so much time thinking about what you're going to do instead of just, all right, boom, there's my schedule. My schedule says right now I'm going to the gym. All right, done. Now I'm showering, done. All right, now I'm going to do my affirmations or gratitudes, whatever, or my customer service calls, and then just get throughout the day, and build in the break time. But you just boom, move through your day, producing results instead of just wasting time thinking about what you're going to do. All right, that's all I've got for today. And again, this stuff was from the book Ninja Selling. On that last slide of the deck I sent you, you can get it for $10 on Kindle and Amazon. Great book. I'd went to the class. If you have the opportunity to attend it in person, highly recommend it. But if not, I strongly recommend the book as well. We have a few minutes left, a little bit over on time, but anyone have any questions before we wrap it up?
Yes, I was wondering, what was the name of the book again?
Ninja Selling.
Ninja Selling. Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, Zohar, this is Pedro. Hey, just real quick on the CRM, and I think it's important just to note is that initially I thought that the only data that's going to be going into the CRM is like actual leads that you have, but I mean it's not like that at all, right? I mean it's you could just download your whole contact list like from your phone. I think there's even a way to sync it up, like if you get it on your mobile app. So that's important to know. It's like I was just kind of listening into what you were saying. Even when you have those little casual conversations with just acquaintances or friends, family members, it's just you go back into your CRM and just kind of type in, little notes here and there, just kind of keep you straight. So that's good. That's good stuff there.
You made some great points there. Both for the Excel thing. So you can go, if you use Google, how to pull your contacts from your phone to an Excel spreadsheet or ESV, whatever file you need to use. There's Google videos on how to do that. And so instead of like, all right, on my to-do list, I'm going to put contacts into my CRM, and now you have to go through your phone and person by person type in the name and phone number. What Pedro was talking about is that you can pull the file straight from your phone for all 2,000 contacts that you have in your phone and upload that to your KB Core or to whatever CRM you're using. And there's actually a service that's for free through KB Core, and there's a virtual assistant that'll do all that for you. And then the other point you're making about like putting those notes in, so then that fabled service I was talking about, the clients that you work with, they're gonna be like, wow, this person has a phenomenal memory. Like they remember that my favorite coffee was like a caramel macchiato with no ice, and they're just phenomenal. Like you're gonna love working with this person. And but it's really not your memory, it's your CRM that you're using, punching in all those details that seem like they're not important when you're having that conversation, but when you remember those small details about your clients, it's gonna make the difference between them working with you and working with somebody else.
Sure.
All right. Thank you everyone for attending. It's the end.